On the journey of accompanying many people in their search for happiness and healing from wounds, I have witnessed countless broken hearts and exhaust souls after being entangled in toxic relationships. They often come to me in a state of depletion, full of confusion and lost direction, as if they had just gone through a great storm that swept away all their trust and hope. They speak of their efforts to nurture a relationship, of their sacrifices and wholehearted giving, only to ultimately receive betrayal and ruthless exploitation in return. And sadly, the majority of them are victims of covert narcissists, the masters of disguise who can seamlessly blend into our lives while quietly inflicting serious emotional damage. These individuals skillfully weave a web of sophisticated manipulation, trapping you in a vortex of dependence and loss of autonomy. You feel as though you are wandering through a psychological maze full of dead ends and traps, desperately searching for an escape but to no avail. And despite the flashing red flags, you still hesitate to accept the truth, because you've already invested so much in this relationship. You've given your love, time, effort, and trust, and you don't want to believe that it was all just a deception. But it is this hesitation that gives the narcissist the opportunity to continue manipulating and controlling you. They will keep exploiting your kindness and tolerance to satisfy their selfish desires. So how can you escape this tangled psychological maze? How can you turn the tables, reclaim your power, and make the narcissist face the consequences of their actions? The answer lies within you, in awakening and applying the right psychological strategies. Join me as we explore 5 effective ways to counteract the narcissist, protect yourself, and regain your freedom and happiness. But before we begin, if you find these insights helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Together, we will build a strong community where everyone can share, support each other, and heal together from the wounds of toxic relationships. Surely you're eager to know how to defeat a narcissist at their own game. And perhaps you're wondering if there's a way to teach them a lesson without getting drawn into a pointless battle. The answer is yes, but it's not by confronting them directly in the way they expect. Because that's a battle they've already mastered, like you're trying to dance in a chess game they've set up. They control the board, move the pieces as they please, and you're just a part of their strategy. To avoid getting stuck in their game, you need to understand that the best way to win is by not stepping into the arena they've set up. So, what exactly are these steps? Stay tuned for the rest of the video and make sure you don't miss a single precious moment, because the best strategy is revealed at the very end. Strategy 1. Become as cold as ice towards them. Imagine this: a narcissist is like a sophisticated parasite, thriving on your emotional reactions. They live and grow in the chaos they create, like cunning predators constantly craving their next emotional meal. And you, unfortunately, are their favorite feast. The moment you react when you show anger, frustration, or despair is the moment they believe they've won. In their eyes, your reaction is their power, their affirmation that they are in control, that they are invincible. But what if you could change the game? What if you could take away the emotional food they so desperately crave? This is where the first crucial strategy comes into play: becoming as cold as ice. It sounds harsh, doesn't it? But in this context, being cold doesn't mean becoming insensitive or rude. It's a strategic defense that helps you protect your inner peace. It's about learning to detach emotionally, not allowing yourself to be used or manipulated. Think of your emotions as a precious asset, like hard-earned money. Would you willingly hand it over to a scammer just to be taken advantage of? Of course not. So why would you give your emotions to a narcissist, someone who only exploits and abuses them to satisfy their empty ego? When you consciously withdraw emotionally, refusing to get swept up in their whirlwind of mental and emotional games, you are truly regaining control. You are cutting off their emotional supply, stripping them of the power they once held over you. Without a reaction from you, the narcissist becomes useless, powerless. This is your first line of defense, not to fight them with anger or retaliation, but to maintain your peace and reclaim control over your life. You get to choose when and with whom to invest your emotions, a wise, powerful, and liberating decision in the battle against narcissism. Strategy 2. Cut off all contact completely. After using the freezing strategy with the narcissist, the second step I strongly advise you to take immediately is cut off all contact completely. This applies no matter who the narcissist is in your life, a parent, spouse, colleague, friend, or even your child. The undeniable truth is that narcissists do not change, and if they do, it would be a long process that doesn't happen overnight. If you continue to stay in contact, you unintentionally feed into their negative energy. I want to emphasize that you need to block them on all social media platforms such as Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and even Spotify or payment apps. Every channel of communication must be closed not to hurt them, but to protect yourself. This is an act of self-respect and self-love. Once you do this, you will find true freedom, no longer worrying or obsessing about whether they have moved on or are happy with someone new. Deep down, you know that this happiness will never truly exist. Lastly, remember that you don't need validation from them or anyone else about your worth. True happiness does not depend on what they think or where they are in your life. When you choose to block them and stop all contact, that is the moment you are truly stepping out of their shadow and beginning your journey of recovery and rediscovering your true self. Strategy 3. Use the narcissist's own traits against them. This method requires subtlety, but if you understand the nature of the narcissist you are dealing with, especially their obsession with their personal image, you can absolutely leverage that to achieve your goals. Think of it this way. A narcissist always wants to be admired and respected, particularly in the eyes of people in positions of power, such as the court, police, or community. If they are trying to portray themselves as a great parent, you can skillfully use that to pressure them into making decisions that benefit the children. They might not want to agree, but out of fear that their image could be tarnished, they will feel compelled to act in the way you desire. For paranoid narcissists, you can trigger their insecurity by evoking fears of being exposed or humiliated. This will push them to adjust their behavior to protect their public image. Or with impulsive narcissists, you can set traps by creating opportunities for them to chase instant gratification, something they find hard to resist. For a narcissist, instant gratification often comes in the form of feelings of control, power, or admiration from others. Remember, narcissists always act out of their fragile and easily wounded ego. When you understand their deep motivations, you can use these traits to steer them in the direction you want without having to confront them directly. The key is to be subtle, making sure they don't feel threatened, while at the same time letting them fall into their own trap, a trap created by their obsession with image and ego gratification. Strategy 4. Spend more time on yourself. I understand that you are utterly exhausted after a long period of being manipulated, being drawn into their intricate web. Perhaps, during some part of this process, you were not strong enough to love yourself fully, and that is why you allowed them to enter and influence your life. However, that no longer matters. What is important now is that you have overcome it, that you have freed yourself from that mire. After everything, self-love is not just about external things like taking hot baths or treating yourself to some nice things. It is an inner journey, starting with self-discovery. Because when you were in a relationship with a narcissist, you lost your own voice, your personal identity. They slowly erased who you were, turning you into a series of reactions to trauma and suffering. Your brain and heart were only functioning to find ways to survive the mental abuse they inflicted. But now, as you step into the recovery journey, self-love means recognizing your true worth, reclaiming the space and the right to exist that you deserve. This is the moment when you begin to reconnect with your true self, to find the voice that was silenced. And that is the most powerful way to defeat the narcissist. They want you to become small, confined in their dark corner, but every time you respect yourself, meet your own needs and desires, you have won. You have not only broken free from their grip, but you are also shining in your own freedom and strength. Strategy 5. Act differently from them. When you exhibit qualities that a narcissist could never possess, such as compassion, empathy, and genuine love, it can truly shock them. Narcissists always want to drag you into their darkness, to make you as twisted and broken as they are. The pain and suffering they've endured have shaped their nature, creating a distorted and confined sense of self, and they choose to remain that way. They don't just want to control you, they want you to be broken like them, to share the same fate and be trapped in the cycle of endless pain. But when you, despite enduring their abuse and harm, can still hold on to your kindness, love, and empathy for those around you, it deeply rattles them. They lack the ability to feel these positive emotions, and your kindness forces them to confront the truth they have always avoided, that they have chosen a dark path. In that moment, they are compelled to question themselves, to reflect on the choices that have made them so barren and spiritually empty. Although they will never admit it, they feel inferior in the face of the freedom and wholeness you are displaying. While the narcissist may never change, your kindness is still a powerful form of resistance, a reminder that you have not been broken by their abuse. That compassion is a symbol of the spiritual freedom. They will never attain a true freedom that comes from the ability to love and connect sincerely with the world around you. I hope these strategies have helped you understand that strength doesn't lie in engaging in endless battles, but in the ability to maintain your inner peace and control. You don't need to fight in the way they want. You can step out of the game and still win by protecting yourself wisely. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below, as they may bring value to others on their healing journey. If you find this content helpful, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and loved ones so we can spread awareness together. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button today to make sure you don't miss the upcoming content and to access part 2 of this discussion. Thank you for joining and being a part of this community. I look forward to seeing you in future videos where we will continue to seek strength, clarity, and the path to a happier, more authentic life. I don't hesitate to leave questions or ideas for the next video in the comments. I will read and respond to all. I appreciate your contributions. Let's keep moving forward together, learning and growing to improve the quality of our lives.